I'd say even when you're on the top deck in the morning.
Little gondola, the big gondola that shoots up, and it doesn't actually shoot up. But
Great story.
I'm back on the ship, getting ready to go back to sea. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Must See Adventures. Happy morning to you. It is a glorious morning indeed. We are in the Nordfjord, and just look at all these great houses and the mountains with the snow. It's just been a top 5 morning. Just unbelievable. I've been up since 3:30 to catch the sunrise. Girls were up shortly after that, and we've basically been all over the ship. You know, we spent a lot of time on the veranda. We've been on the top deck on 15. We've been on the pool deck, just taking in all these amazing sights. About an hour and a half out till Olden. We've been in the fjords for about 2.5 hours. So we're gonna get ready for breakfast and our amazing day at Olden. Let's go back in time a little bit to show you some of the amazing sights that we've already seen this morning.
We woke up really early this morning to watch our sail into Olden. We watched the sail in from a few different spots on the ship. We started off on our balcony, where we sat out there and had a cup of coffee with a blanket and took in the views. Later that morning, we went up to the top deck, where we could see full 360 views of the fjords and mountains as we sailed in. It was really cool because we could see the sunrise on one side of the ship, and it was a little darker on the other. It was a bit chilly that morning and windy up on the upper deck, so we were happy that we had our Helly Hansen windbreaking jackets. We wore those that morning, even though it turned out to be a nice warm day. Were amazing as we sailed in. There were small villages, and there were also tons of waterfalls, just breathtaking views all around. There were a few times as we went through the fjords that we passed some of these power lines overhead. For some reason, Scott was just fascinated by the power lines and kept taking pictures and videos. After we watched the sights from the top deck, we decided to go in, and Emily and I sat on one of the indoor enclosed decks that had full-size windows. It was really nice to sit on a nice comfy couch and watch the sights as we sailed in. Today we booked an excursion through the cruise line to go to the Briksdal Glacier and explore it on troll cars. We're not really sure what exactly the troll cars entail, but we're excited to find out. The village of Olden is very small, with only about 500 full-time residents, so we were really excited to see what it would be like, since it was so different than anything we're used to here in the US. Another thing that we looked at doing today was booking an excursion to the Loen Skylift. Scott was really curious about it, so we're hoping that there might be time when we get back to check it out, but I guess we'll just see.
Did you like the Nordfjord videos that we just shared? It's gorgeous. You might have been able to capture that. I'm just looking out the veranda right now and it's unbelievable like what we're seeing. So I know verandas are a little more expensive. This is just Scotty G cruise talk here, but definitely worth it when you're doing a sailing like this. You know, it's just, you just look out your window as we're getting ready. Got our excursion ready. We're gonna go get some lunch. It feels like lunch. I've been up so early. We're gonna get some breakfast. My gosh, this video is terrible, but I'm keeping it in because I'm a one-take Scotty kind of guy. That is quite the view for breakfast, isn't it? I'm gonna cheers you with my skim milk. Ah. Oh yeah, hold on. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
This is pretty spectacular. We are docked now, and just look at these beautiful rolling hills, snow-capped mountains, just
Waterfalls. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Even like what I'm looking at right now is crazy.
Yeah, everything that we can see, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
The pictures and videos totally don't do it justice. The colors are just so vibrant and breathtaking. The color of the water and the grass. There's the red buildings. It's just beautiful.
It's awesome. So yeah, so our excursion meet-up time is at 8:30. It's about 8:05 or something right now. So we're gonna head down to the Royal Theater.
Today we're gonna go see a glacier.
Hey, so this is future Scott and Liz. We're about 6 hours ahead of just finishing the glacier tour, and we just want to talk about that for a couple minutes.
Today we went out for our glacier tour. Started early. We met at 8:30 in the morning, and then we got onto a motor coach bus, and it was like the nicest bus I think I've ever been on. What do you think, Scott?
It was like an airplane with wheels. Well, I guess airplanes have wheels, but
It
yeah.
was cleaner than an airplane.
Yeah.
Most of the ones I've been on.
It had USB charging ports. It had a folding tray table. It had luggage compartments up top.
Yeah.
And it was so comfortable.
It was the windows. What I thought was great about
yeah.
it was it had these huge windows, and it was so clean. So you just had these beautiful, crisp views of all of the scenery as we drove by. So that was my favorite part, I think, because the views were spectacular. So we got into the bus, and I think it was probably like I don't know, what do you think? Like a 20 to 30 minute drive. Through that, we were winding all throughout like these winding roads, by the water, by the fjords, by 2 different lakes, and the tour guide that was with us narrated the whole way. So she told us tons of interesting facts about the scenery, what we were seeing, just different things about Norway's history.
Yeah.
So it was very informative, and the sights were just amazing.
Just
like,
incredible.
I just couldn't even believe it because it was gorgeous sailing in and out through the fjords. Like I knew it was going to be pretty, but my goodness, like I think that the drive was one of the most spectacular things about that tour.
We didn't think that we would be making any stops on the way to the Briksdal Glacier, so we were really pleasantly surprised when our bus pulled over and we were able to get out and check out this beautiful lake.
So this is pretty spectacular, huh?
Oh my gosh, the bus windows are huge. I've been taking videos out the side, so hopefully you've been seeing some of them. I've never seen anything so beautiful in my whole life.
And we really have lucked out with the weather today.
Yes, it's a beautiful day.
How does it feel, Em? How's it feel? Scott and Emily climbed down to get closer to the water. Scott might have taken a bit of a tumble.
What up, Emma?
Down here, just about the water.
After we took some photos of the lake, we crossed the street and saw an amazing waterfall. We were really impressed by this waterfall and thought it looked spectacular, but little did we know what was to come. As we took our bus ride, our tour guide kept telling us interesting stories about the land that we were passing. She told us a few different tales about why the water in Norway has its unique blue-green color. One of the things that she said was that it was because of all of the crocodiles in the lake. I had assumed she was kidding, but later that morning I saw something that looked suspiciously shaped like a crocodile. When we got home, I Googled it. I was trying to figure out, are there actually crocodiles in Norway? And my results have been very inconclusive. We also saw that wooden crocodile in Stavanger, so now I'm really confused. Are there crocodiles in Norway?
Here we are live from the Briksdal Inn, about to take troll cars up to the glacier. How you guys feeling?
I'm feeling pretty trollish.
I'm feeling trollish. I am psyched. This is some of the most breathtaking scenery I've ever seen in my life.
And the air is just so crisp and fresh. It's great.
Yeah, I'm just wearing this for like wind. It's not really cold at all.
No, it's super nice. You ready to be a troll and go up and see a glacier?
I'm about to go see some love experts.
We are back inside, a little less sunny now. I was starting to get blinded. Scott had his sunglasses and his hat, but it was really bright out on our balcony. After we got to the Briksdal Inn, we got out of our bus and we loaded into the troll cars. Like I said, those were kind of like an off-road vehicle. There were three-person rows, and then there was the driver, and there was a seat next to the driver. So they each seated 7 people, I think is what they told us, yes?
Yep, 7 plus the driver, yep.
Mm-hmm. And they were all just lined up. So you had to get onto a boarding platform to enter and exit the troll car. And there was just a line of them. And so our entire group from our excursion, we had like number 17, I think was our sticker. We all loaded into troll cars, and then our drivers got in and they took off one after the other. And so we were almost like a train of troll cars going up the mountain.
These people are gonna hike it, it looks like. We're gonna take the car. Best hike I ever did in my life.
Right?
Because we passed so many people hiking up that hill, and boy, was it windy and high elevation. Yeah, it was and beautiful, by the way.
It was beautiful, but we got to see the beauty. We just didn't have to hike the beauty.
How about the mist from that huge waterfall, though?
Oh my gosh, yes. It felt so good because it was nice out today. It was just a gorgeous day. It was warm, it was sunny. We did wear our jackets on the troll cars because the air was crisp. It had a crisp, fresh smell to it. I don't know. It was just
Norway. It was
yeah.
Norway, baby.
Passed by some goats, some beautiful green, lush grass. There were moss-covered rocks that looked like the trolls from Frozen. It was amazing.
I think the troll car ride was maybe 10 minutes, do you think?
It seems about right.
I think that's what they told us. So like we wound up and around in the hairpin turns to get up to where they dropped us off. And that took about 10 minutes. And then from there, we still were not at the glacier. You could see the glacier, but we weren't there yet.
We just took the troll car up, and now what do we have to do?
We have to walk the rest of the way to the glacier.
We hike. We hike ourselves, but look at these views. Just
yeah, you can see the glacier. Well, no, you can't from where we're at right now.
no, but look behind us over here, though. It's just awesome, very awesome. So let's do it. Let's hike.
So we still had to hike. And so they told us it was like a half mile maybe of hiking. And we're like, okay, yeah, cool, because it was going to just be the troll cars, and then we'll walk out and we'll see the glacier. What did you think about the hike?
Well, it started off pretty darn steep, I will say.
It was like this.
I can't remember what the number was. Was it 600 meters or 800 meters, something we had to do. And I was like, yeah, you're like, ooh.
Yeah, it was like straight up a hill.
And I'm thinking like, oh my God. And there's like old people around just like holding on to the rail, like falling backwards. We started the trek and it's steep, but it's going to be worth it.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be It's gonna be worth it. It is steeper than it looks. Sometimes it's hard to gauge elevation from a video. Trust me on this one, it's steep.
So you could also book a Briksdal Glacier tour that was not with the troll cars, that was just hiking, because it was possible. I think it took maybe 15 minutes from where they dropped us off. It was a 15-minute hike, they said, to get to the glacier. And if you had done the whole thing, it was gonna take like 2 hours or something like that. So you could do that excursion. What was weird to me though is when I looked at it through Royal anyway, it was more expensive to do the tour that was all hiking versus doing the troll cars. And I would really recommend these troll cars.
I think it's just people like want that experience of hiking, right? You know, like
Yeah.
they want that challenge. You kind of take more into the beauty, you know. I feel like there's more opportunities for cool like photos and stuff, but nope, I'd rather save the money and have more fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, because the thing is, we still got to do this 15 minutes of hiking, and we had the 15 minutes back. And we stopped along the way, so we made it take a little longer than 15 minutes on the way there. And then we kind of hustled on the way back. But the way back was downhill, so it was a lot easier. But yeah, so we stopped off for pictures, and you'll see some of those throughout here. There was a lot of cool photo ops, even just in that stretch that we hiked.
So far, so good. We're getting close. The sights, the sounds are awesome. There's like a waterfall stream to the right of us. It's just, and have I said this already? It's a beautiful day in Olden.
This. I just can't even with the scenery right now. Okay, and then here's what we came for, although I think that there's sun. Let's see.
Woo!
Here it is. There's the glacier. Scott doing out there? He's standing up on this rock. Oh, there's Emily up close. After we got to the glacier, so we hiked the rest of the way there, we saw some cool sights, we got pictures of the glacier. Scott, even, what did you do?
So I saw this guy, and he's like in the water, like standing on this rock. And I'm like, that looks kind of cool, because he's getting like a straight on picture of the glacier. So we're taking some photos, looking around, just taking in the beauty. You know, we do more than just take photos and videos. We actually experience things. And then I said to Elizabeth, like, well, Emily's kind of down there picking at some rocks. I'm like, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna take my shoes and socks off. And little did Liz know I was actually gonna roll up the jeans I'm wearing, and I made the same walk. I went out there and went to the rock. Actually, I didn't go as deep. He went to like a deeper rock.
Yeah, okay, you went into like 2 inches of water, I'm pretty sure.
No one else is doing it. Woo! This water is cold. I'm sitting on a rock in the lake, and it is freezing. But it was worth it. It's pretty awesome.
Hey Scott, how's it going out there?
My feet are freezing.
Is it cold?
It's very cold. At first it wasn't too bad. The longer I've been out here, my feet are starting to get numb, so I really want to come back out.
Okay, let's see you do it.
Let's do it.
Why is the water so cold then?
Because of the glacier?
Oh yeah, it's a glacier lake. Now to be clear, this was a glacier lake, so it was all the melt from the glacier. It is cold, and it's always cold up there. The water is. This guy got to stand in some cold water.
Yep.
Got some cool pictures.
Didn't expect that. It was hard to dry off my feet because I didn't have a towel. So.
I know, he asked me, are you gonna put your feet in? And normally I would be all about that. Like honestly, I would have gone swimming in that glacier lake if I could have. I would have. But we didn't have the gear for that.
troll ride down the mountain was just as exciting as it was going up. Still the same sights and sounds, but honestly it was a kind of like a thrill ride. When I would look over the side of the troll car and I would just see all those hills and how high we were up, I felt like I was on a roller coaster.
This is awesome! That mist. Do you just feel the mist moving? Oh my god. Oh, this is so good.
Us go into the Briksdal Inn, which was really cute. You said you were really surprised by it. You thought it was going to be like old and kind of run down because it's, you know, out in the middle of a park. You know, a lot of times, at least in Michigan and the UP, you go to like, I don't know, the main building in a park and it's always kind of dirty and like older, or, you know, like more rustic, I guess. This was not rustic at all.
No. It
was like super modern and like Scandinavian, beautiful design and wood. And anyway, they had treats for us. So as a reward for our 15 minutes of hiking, as a reward for our brave hiking, they had cake for us. And it wasn't like, you know, a cake. This was like 10 different kinds of cake sliced into these little nice little squares, and you could take as many different kinds of cake as you wanted to try. And they had coffee and they had tea, and it was amazing.
It was good. When they said coffee and cake, I was expecting some stale 5-day-old slice of cake that they already had like on the table for you, and you just went up to a table that was already, you know, delivered. So we're at the Briksdal Inn after doing the glacier, and they're treating us to cake and coffee. Look at this.
So lovely.
And look at we have the great scenery of the waterfalls and the glacier. This is an unbelievable experience.
We're pretty much in all glass room, all windows. You can see like all around us.
And there's a waterfall. It's amazing.
Waterfalls, and everyone's smiling, having a great time.
How could you not be smiling when you have cake and coffee with these views after having gone up to the glacier?
Let's have some cake.
So we ate our cake, and then we went to the gift shop, got a couple little things, and got back on the bus.
On our way back to the ship, we made another pit stop at yet another gorgeous lake. I was really impressed by the amount of camping sites that we passed by as we made our way through Olden. This spot in particular was really beautiful for photos. There were some cool photo ops and that beautiful backdrop with the turquoise waters and the waterfall in the distance.
So how are you liking Olden today, Em?
I think it's pretty perfect.
Pretty perfect, huh?
Yeah.
We finished our excursion of the Briksdal Glacier at around 12:30 and made our way back to the ship. The tour was almost 3.5 hours, and our tour guide was amazing. Everything about this excursion was fantastic, and I would highly recommend it to anyone looking for a good time in Olden. When we made our way back, we still had quite a bit of time in port, and like I mentioned earlier, Scott was really curious to see the Loen Skylift. There was actually a bus right there in the port, and you could purchase tickets to take the bus over and make your way to the top of Mount Hoven. The process was really easy. We were able to purchase tickets quickly and made our way onto a bus right away. It only took about 10 minutes to get over to the mountain, and next thing we knew, we were on the Skylift.
Boarding the Skylift. Here we go.
I'm really scared of heights. Let's see how this goes.
They jammed 45 people in here, so I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be quick, and we'll be right up there.
I think it's 5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. We'll see you in 5 minutes.
I would say that if you're looking to book the Loen Skylift, you might not want to book this excursion through the cruise line. There was a ticket booth right there at the port, and it was a lot cheaper to purchase it in person versus directly through the cruise line. If you ended up in Olden on an overcast day, you might not want to go to the Skylift because the views would be obstructed by the clouds. We had a perfect day, so it was a great time to go over and check it out.
I took the Skylift, and here we are. Amazing. That's our ship right there. That's the Anthem of the Seas, baby. We are way up here, and the views are spectacular. This is like the best day ever.
Took the Loen Skylift up to the top of Mount Hoven. So we are here sitting on top of a mountain right now. It's pretty amazing.
It is spectacular. And Emily, what do you think about it right now?
I'm okay. It's beautiful, beautiful, out of this world views. I guess in the world, but you know. But as previously mentioned, I don't know how many times we have to say this, I don't like heights. And I'm on top of a mountain, so it's not like a short mountain. It's very tall.
It is. So the Skylift itself is I think it said it's the steepest cable car in the world. So at one point it just basically goes straight up and down, almost like an elevator. Yeah, so it was pretty crazy. I didn't even think it was going to be quite that steep until I saw it in person. So Emily was a trooper and braved it for us so that we could come up here and see these incredible views. We talked about getting lunch at the restaurant there at the top of the mountain.
It reminded me of like Coral Reef at Walt Disney World a little bit.
Because of like the stadium seating. Yes. Yeah, with the view. I can see that for sure. I mean, except you're looking at like the most beautiful fjords and down the mountain, like all of Olden, not some fish.
So I go back to the back of the restaurant and I see a bar and there's like a few people in line. So I kind of go to the back of the line. I turn my head in and I see this incredible lounge. Like with the same windows, chairs all over the place, outdoor seating. Like they have this huge deck just looking over the mountain. I'm like, oh my God.
I think the lounge area looked more like fun. Like
yes,
the restaurant was beautiful. So I think it is definitely something I would like to do at some point if we ever are back here, is have a meal there because it did look really nice. Maybe on the camping trip we'll have dinner there.
Okay.
The lounge area was just really laid back and nice, and we got to sit outside. So it was perfect. So Emily and I got this apple juice, this Loen apple juice. It's made with fresh apples from this region. It is really good. It kind of tastes like apple cider. Yeah. Highly recommend.
We're at the top of the mountain. Cheers, by the way. Just went with a Norwegian West Coast IPA. Liz was just researching it. I don't know how the heck you pronounce it. It's Veskist and Veskist. It is awesome. But look at this view from the lounge. What up, girls? Look at that view they have back there.
Gosh, it's amazing.
Unbelievable. And they're playing chill hop music too, which makes me even more excited. Like, you could just come up here and make this your excursion all day, just hanging out here. But obviously we did so many more amazing things. You lucked out with the greatest weather. Just this day could just not have been better. And as we're winding down our time in Olden, I just wish you all a cheers. And yeah, we'll get back on the ship in a little bit and have some more fun, right? This has been an awesome day.
As we wrapped up our day, we decided to stop in a couple of the gift shops that were there in port. They were really cute and had lots of good souvenirs, including the traditional trolls that you find everywhere in Norway. They also had a stand of alpaca products that were made of wool, including these life-sized alpacas that Emily took some photos with. They were really cute, but we weren't really sure how we would be able to get one home.
What you got there, Liz?
Norway golf balls.
So one thing I really like when you come back to the ports here, they have water. Oh, and look at this. Look at this. Look where the ship is docked. Unbelievable.
The 270 lounge on the back of the ship is one of my favorite spots so far, and we figured since we haven't had lunch here yet, let's give it a shot. We had these roast beef sandwiches that they carved up, which are really awesome, but the highlight was these amazing views of Olden from the back of the ship.
All right, so it's almost 5 o'clock, and I haven't had a slice yet. Time to change that. Caribbean night on the ship, day 4, and every day at Sorrento's they've had a different theme. They've had like a American like Supreme Pizza day 1. There was a barbecue chicken on day 2. What was yesterday's? I can't remember. I think it was like a ham and bacon or something. Salami, pepperoni, bacon. Today for Caribbean night, Emily just had one. It's pineapple and bacon. So for my next slice, well, that looks crazy. I dedicate this to the Caribbean. We're back on the Anthem of the Seas after a beautiful day in Olden. Ready to hit the high sea again. I do want to talk about the pub quiz at 5. Did I get it right, Emily?
Nope. It's just the quiz at 5. Always in the music hall.
Hello everybody, ready for some trivia?
Yeah!
Oh yeah, there you go. My name is Kenny. Everybody say hi.
Hello!
There you go, there you go.
And
We typically don't do very well
in
at
the music
trivia
hall,
in the music hall.
especially. We're
Yeah.
really bad at music
Music
hall.
hall activities are not our strong suit.
And today we only scored 9 points out of 15. It does not seem like very many, but it was enough to get us the win. We won a keychain.
Woohoo!
That is not only a keychain, but a bottle opener too. So
It's very handy.
With the Royal Caribbean logo on it. So Emily and I were joking because we teased Elizabeth for one of the answers. It was like, what is the most popular food?
No, it's the official state food
Okay.
of Texas.
And we laughed at Mom like, that's a funny answer.
Well, because they both were like, Scott's like steak and Emily's like ribs or barbecue. And for some reason, and I honestly, I don't know where it came from. It just like, I channeled it. I'm like, chili. And they're like making fun of me like, chili, it's not chili. It's got to be something else. And I think the chili is what did it.
it was chili.
It was chili.
It was chili. And I think we were about the only group that had it right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So
I've never been to Texas. I don't know where or how I pulled that one out, but it just came to me.
If you look behind us, you can see this little building. Actually, it's kind of a big building with a red roof. So lots of gift shops in there. There's 3 gift shops. Yesterday, we were like on a mission for a troll, which Elizabeth found. Like, actually, I don't know if we talked about that, but this very cool troll. We'll put a photo in of the unique troll. We were looking around today. We really didn't find one. We found one, maybe at a different gift shop, but
Glacier,
not
yeah.
here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're kind of weird, to be honest. The trolls are a little bit odd.
it was pretty cute,
It
but
was.
we thought the price seemed like a bit of
It
a
was high. We saw the same one yesterday for
Yes.
less. So then we thought maybe because we were at the Glacier gift shop, it might have been more because we were in like an extra touristy tourist trap.
But
I don't know, but
no,
we didn't see them again because a lot of times you'll see the same trolls. I feel like from store to store. But you know what? Flom's another day tomorrow, and we
Right.
might find him.
Yeah, so no trolls, no souvenirs really today. Our souvenir was just taking in the beauty of this port. Olden is a spectacular, stunning place, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's probably the most beautiful place I've ever seen. Now, we still have more places to go on our trip, so maybe that will change. But as of today, I just feel like it's not even real.
This is your captain, Tony, speaking from Brits. Welcome back on board the beautiful Anthem of the Seas. I hope you all had a wonderful day in Olden. Here.
I think this is piped in music.
yeah, this is
Yes, you heard me right. I asked the question, is this Rod Stewart? And yes, it is Rod Stewart.
As we were getting ready to leave port, the captain made an announcement that we might want to go out on deck and see the farewell. We were curious, so we went out to see what was going on. As I said, Olden is a very small village of only about 500 residents, and several of the villagers came out to wish us farewell. They played music and waved flags and danced along the side of the pier as we left. It was really nice for them to come out and wish us farewell after the beautiful day that we had in Olden.
Tall animal. What is it? I don't know. Do you know him?
I think an elephant?
An elephant?
I don't know.
Maybe. Either way,
It has like a trunk, it looks like.
it might have a trunk, so elephant it is.
It was Caribbean night on the ship, so we decided to wear some bright colors and get photos with the Caribbean backdrops that they had that night. There were some interesting options in the main dining room for Caribbean night.
The shrimp that Elizabeth had tonight, and she thought they were exceptional. Didn't you, Elizabeth?
We had some delicious coconut shrimp,
The bao buns from Caribbean night, yes. So there were 2 of these tacos served on the special in the main dining this evening. Emily had them. What did you think about them, Emily?
I haven't had them yet.
I wasn't the biggest fan of main entree that I had, but that's okay. We still had a great time in the dining room.
But what was
Right here at main dining, dessert time, and I went with the classic vanilla and strawberry ice cream.
And a really nice pineapple dessert.
So Emily was just on the Family Feud game show tonight.
I was.
Andrea from New Jersey and
Emily from Michigan.
Emily from Michigan. All right.
And what was your team name?
The Harveys. It was picked before I was even down there. I was the only one on deck 4 out of all the deck 3s. So they already picked the name without me. But it's fine. I support the Harveys actually, as I think we were all Americans, so Steve Harvey's pretty big deal. Except the one British guy. But he was the one who really wanted the Harveys.
Well, there we go. Your question was name?
Famous Chris actor. Well, first, I just want to say all the other questions asked were very easy questions that a child, everyone could give an answer. Not famous Chris's. It was a curveball. We had a kid be our spokesperson. She didn't know a single Chris. Neither did the old lady next to me. She said Chris White. That was her guess. She's like, I bet one of them's white.
No.
Actually, I was glad though that she didn't know an answer, so I was able to give the only answer I knew.
Next up, what do we reckon?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Is that Captain America? Yes, okay. Perfect. So that's Captain America. Chris Evans, is he on the board? Number 1! Yes.
Which was Chris Evans, the number 1 answer, so I at least contributed to the team.
Number 1 answer. There we go.
But the other questions were like, what do you do before bed? Things you take on vacation. What was the other question? Spanish
words.
5 Spanish words everyone knows. Like, but then famous Chris's. Chris actors. Not just Chris's, Chris actors.
But hey, you represented the Harveys with the number 1 answer, so good job by you.
Yeah.
And now we're here back in the Royal Theater. It's 9:45. We still have an hour and a half till sunset, which is crazy to think. We're going to wrap up the evening with a show. Why not watch The Gift? The stage looks amazing.
We saw it this morning when we were going on the excursion. We had to meet in the Royal Theater. I was intrigued.
We went to see The Gift, and they were experiencing a few technical difficulties that night. But that's okay. We were able to go and see another showing on our next sailing, and we'll tell you more about it then.
Whoa, almost fell down. It's choppy. Hey people, we are back in the room and we're gonna call it a night here in Olden. It was an awesome day. It's Caribbean night. And none of us really packed any Caribbean stuff, but the girls looked great. I didn't. I packed my, Dick's Sporting Goods fisherman shirt here. But, I blended in well with the evening. But it was a fun day. The seas are very high tonight. Went to go see the sunset here at 11:30. And there's no sunset to see because it is very rainy, very cloudy, very overcast, very choppy. But yeah, overall fun day. We were up at 3:30 in the morning. Now it's 11:30, so we're a little tired. Haven't been able to stay out doing like the activities as much this evening, but we went for it tonight. We saw the show, did a bunch of quizzes. It was an awesome day. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for supporting the channel, and we will see you next time on Must See Adventures. See you later, everyone.